Okay, so I feel very fortunate to have my hands on a G0458 open-end drum sander. And if you get a chance to own a drum sander, I highly recommend it. It can make, well, sanding a breeze. Or at least getting it close enough to then hand sand. One of the downsides to this thing is changing the sandpaper between, say, 80 grit or 120 grit or 220 grit can be an absolute pain. What I'm going to do is try something that I haven't really seen done. And that is taking a hook and loop conversion kit from Grizzly and installing it on this 18-inch open-end drum sander. This hook and loop kit is actually designed for a larger, I think 24-inch drum sander, so it should technically work. The cool thing is you have two little rolls inside here. You screw up the first one, you just modify, and you do the second one. So what you're seeing me do here is actually pulling the old paper off, which you can see looks like crap, and cleaning the roller. Just really scrubbing it down, getting as much residue off of it as possible. Ah! That sure didn't work. Ooh, lovely. I also am removing the dust shroud thing. And before we go any further in cleaning, I'm gonna tighten this back down. Really cinch them down, because obviously you could either remove these or you just do this, because they aren't going to be holding anything in place anymore. So I'm going to keep them in here because I just lose everything. So if I pulled them out of here, I'd never find them again. Now it's time to clean. So I'm using lacquer thinner to clean the drum, and then I'm using a clean shop towel to actually remove the excess. Like brand new. What I'm doing here is I just unstuck the end of this, which is going to get taped down anyways, and I'm seeing how our alignment goes. Whoopsie! This is going well. So the idea here is I'm not committing fully to the unpeeling process, but I just want to see how everything lines up all the way across. See? Problems. Needs to be modified. This is going to take a little bit of work, because here's my old paper that I pulled off, the 220 grit, and here is the new hook and loop. It's going to take its place more or less. Now, as you can see, if you just align those two, my angle's pretty close. Like, dang it. Clearly, I have a lot more real estate here on this wrap. So now I have to do some math, or just guess. Actually, I'm just going to guess. So what I'm going to do is increase this angle of attack about an inch at a time until I get the right angle, and I will let you know what that is. Back of the sander. You can do it. Line up. Oh, is it gonna work? I think it'll work. Yes! I think we have a win. So instead of marking, I just made a notch. I cannot miss. So that's the start of my angle. All right, so this is the part where I know I got a decent angle here, and I know where my other mark is, so it's time to figure out that. Now, instead of sitting here and doing math, I'm just gonna, do that thing that you regret later, which is I'm gonna fold this over, align the edges, and hope. Now I have this edge you can't really see, but I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to make that cut. All right, so the original angle here from the end point, long to short, 12 3/8. The other genuinely good question is, Jameson, what is the point to point on this? Well, obviously the points are, opposite. So I'm going to give you a long point to short point measurement. So at least you can pull that. 41 inches. That's 41. Short point to long point. Let's install it. I'm going to clean the drum again though. So I have chosen to go with the 120 grit belt that was included, and obviously the angle here is cut at one that would match the drum on the larger drum sander. So I need to take it down to the standard size of my drum, but a little bit bigger. I'm going to actually take my old belt. I'm just going to go ahead and trace the pattern on here. The adhesive back roll goes from left to right, and then the actual sandpaper goes from right to left. All right, so I got super lazy and I really was enjoying the fit of this, so I just went ahead and used a knife and pushed the thing around and did a cut there. But now, since I don't have any reinforced tape, I'm actually using electrical tape. I'll probably go get some reinforced tape, whatever that is. And then 2 wraps minimum. I'm probably going to do more just to run that tape all the way to the edge and back. So this plate has to go back on. Well, from what I understand is if you bolt it back on there, you might get some rubbing. Now it seems to clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention. This gap is acceptable. I'm good here. If I do have any rubbing, I'm going to go ahead and shim these up with some washers to bring it up. I've taken a kit otherwise not made for this sander and I've turned it into something for the sander. So the key here is, will it sand? All right, recap time. I really like this hook and loop kit. It has fit really well, and I've run a couple nets through it already, and I'm loving the result. It's the same result as before, but I can change the belts faster. So would I recommend this? Absolutely. It does a great job. Follow these instructions for a 458 or 458Z drum sander, and you'll be in good shape. You can obviously modify these belts to fit other sizes as well, as long as it's under the 24-inch size that this is actually designed for. So if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Please give it a thumbs up if you found this useful. Give me a comment there if you have an idea for a video, and yeah, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Your lifespan, don't stick your head in there. That's a bad idea to look at it running.
Yes! Below staying pot and the boss. Okay?
You're the boss.
I know I'm keeping on you.
That's it. Hopefully.